Okay, y'all, we are back with part two of the Little Rod versus Diddy sexual assault lawsuit. Now, many of you guys have already heard the lawsuit. I'm just going over the complaints because the reckoning just came out. And I kind of wanted to refresh myself as to what they filed in court. So let me get back to it. Let's start here. Oops. All right. So, Mr. Combs and Justin Combs solicitors drugs and engages in illicit sex acts with minors and sex workers. On or about July 2nd in California, Mr. Combs had a listening party at his home. Present at this party was R&B artists, redacted, Justin Combs, sex workers, and some underage girls. If we go down here, he is a Grammy Award-winning R&B singer who had trouble with law enforcement after assaulting a Bajan billionaire. Okay, so this is Chris Brown. Um, I don't know. Okay, I'm gonna just continue, but that is who he's referring to. Okay, the event began at 7 p.m. Mr. Combs requested female sex workers and required Mr. Jones to solicit them. An hour later, several sex workers appeared. In addition to sex workers, there were at least 5 women in the crowd that were under the age of 16. And they are putting Chris Brown in this. My God. Mr. Combs forced all the women to drink Lace de Leon liquor. Upon information and belief, Mr. Combs laced the liquor with ecstasy. Mr. Combs did not check the ID of any of the underage girls. The presence of underage women made Mr. Jones very uncomfortable. He attempted to leave, and Mr. Combs forced him to stay. Mr. Combs went so far as to take Mr. Jones' car keys to prevent him from leaving. What? After being forced to drink Lace de Leon shots, Mr. Jones began feeling lightheaded and recalls passing out and waking up at 4 a.m. the following morning naked with a sex worker next to him. Screenshots of a video from that night are embedded below. This writer is in possession of the video and provide a copy to the court. What? Screenshots. Wow. But they don't have. Hold on. Who is this? Who is that? Right here. I don't know. I don't know who that is. I don't know if it's Chris Brown. I don't know. He looks a little big to be Chris Brown. But that is who he is referring to. Is Chris Brown. A Grammy Award-winning R&B singer who had trouble with the law enforcement after assaulting a Bajan billionaire. That's Chris Brown. I cannot tell if that is him. I don't know. Okay. Let's keep it moving. Mr. Combs attempts to pass off Mr. Jones to Cuba Gooding Jr. Whoa. Mr. Jones believes that Mr. Combs was grooming him to pass him off to his friends. This fear became reality when Mr. Combs introduced Mr. Jones to Cuba Gooding Jr. while they were on Mr. Combs' yacht. During the introduction, Mr. Combs suggested that Cuba get to know Mr. Jones better. He left them alone in a makeshift studio on the yacht. As evidenced by a video of which screenshots are embedded below, Cuba Gooding Jr. began touching, groping, and fondling Mr. Jones' legs, his upper inner thighs, near his groin, the small of his back, near his buttocks, and his shoulders. Mr. Jones was extremely uncomfortable and proceeded to lean away from Mr. Gooding Jr. He rejected his advances, and Mr. Gooding Jr. did not stop until Mr. Jones forcibly pushed him away. The following is a screenshot of the encounter with Cuba Gooding Jr. This writer is in possession of the video and will provide a copy. So he seems to have copies of pretty much everything. Yeah, which I wish he would just release it. Like, just release it. All right, the Love album. Throughout his time with Mr. Combs, Mr. Jones was under an implied work for hire agreement. Implied? What? Implied? No. Implied work for hire agreement. He was not compensated. Yeah, because it was implied. Hello. He was not compensated for his time living with Mr. Combs or for the songs he produced. As evidence, he was listed as a producer for the following songs on the Love album's final release. All right, so you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9 songs. That's a lot of songs. Mr. Combs and defendants all benefited from Mr. Jones' work product. They failed to compensate Mr. Jones for his work. He says this again in the documentary that he never got paid. As a result, Mr. Combs and defendants were all unjustly enriched at the expense of Mr. Jones. This is a common theme with Diddy. He's continuously unjustly enriched at the expense of someone else. We just saw that with Kirk Burrows. We see that here again with Little Rod. Mr. Jones attempted to work with Mr. Combs to secure his publishing and royalty rights for the work he completed on the Love album. Mr. Combs only offered Mr. Jones $29,000 for 13 months, thousands of hours of work, and 9 songs that made it to the Love album. Yeah, that is bullshit. Ironically, Mr. Jones was willing to take $50,000. What? His publishing and royalties. Mr. Combs' self-serving greed would not allow him to pay Mr. Jones an additional $21,000. Now, if we remember, Biggie was given $25,000, and he did that in exchange for Puffy getting 50% of his publishing. Puffy is a menace. He is a menace. Biggie was still on the block hustling crack when Party and Bullshit came out. When he had hits, he was still hustling crack. So he was in a destitute position. And then, like, his best friend, I think his name was O or Ollie or something like that, he passed away. He got shot in like an ambush in Brooklyn, I believe. So he was in a place where he no longer wanted to be on the block. So he took that money, which, I mean, in the 90s, 25,000, that was good money, but nothing compared to what he should have received. And he already was somebody in Brooklyn, but he was on the block. Here, Mr. Jones. I mean, it doesn't state his financial situation, but I can only assume that he was living with Mr. Combs. It didn't say he was living by himself and he would come to work. He had a live-in agreement. Um, Puffy tried to take advantage of him again, giving him $29,000 and his publishing. He doesn't even say what the percentage of publishing was going to be. So it probably was 50% or more. All right. Oh, man. What is going on here? Okay, Mr. Combs' deceptive business practices became so bad that Mr. Jones was left with no choice other than to make a public plea on social media for Mr. Combs to pay him for his work. After publicly requesting that Mr. Combs do the right thing and pay him fairly, Mr. Jones received an onslaught of threatening messages from Stevie J and Love Records A&R DeForest Taylor. You playing. I'm in the studio. Voice note. LOL. You are 100% liar and weirdo. I'm assuming this is from him. Good luck. Number still same. Run into nigga. Come talk to me in public on a public podcast and forum. Okay. Mr. Combs used his power and influence to threaten and intimidate Mr. Jones. All right, so now they no longer have a relationship. According to Mr. Jones, Mr. Combs is very forceful and demanding. Mr. Combs does not take no for an answer and would often threaten to inflict bodily harm on Mr. Jones if Mr. Jones did not comply with his demands. As detailed above, Mr. Combs threatened to eat Mr. Jones' face. Yeah, maybe he was high when he said that because I never heard that before. On another occasion, while standing in Mr. Combs' bedroom, Mr. Jones was forced to watch as Mr. Combs displayed his guns. Ooh, what guns? Oh God! And bragged about getting away. Was shoot? Oh, those like actual guns. Like, I thought he meant like muscles. Bragged about getting away with shooting people. Yes, like he shot that lady right in the face. Exactly. Mr. Combs shared that he was responsible for the shooting in a nightclub in New York City with rapper Shine. Yes, we knew that as well. He shared the artist and Mr. Combs' girlfriend at the time, Jennifer Lopez, aka J Lo, carried the gun into the club for him and passed him the gun after he got into an altercation with another individual. Can you imagine J Lo passing a gun? Girl, accessory. Okay. Okay. The shooting in Chalice recording studio confirmed Mr. Combs' statements. These statements reinforced Mr. Jones' fear of Mr. Combs and strengthened Mr. Combs' dominion and control of Mr. Jones. Okay, so Mr. Jones was scared. I'm sorry, he was terrified of Mr. Combs. He felt like he could not tell him no. Huh. Mr. Combs consistently made it clear that he has immense power in the music industry and with law enforcement. He made it clear that his head of security, Fahim Muhammad, had the power to make people and problems disappear. Look at Fahim. Mr. Combs instructs his staff to always contact Mr. Muhammad if they were ever pulled over by the police in Miami or California. Upon information and belief, Mr. Muhammad spoke with the LAPD after G was shot at CRS. The LAPD was in CRS and witnessed the blood in the restroom, and they went with the bogus claim that the shooting of G occurred outside of the studio. This is all thanks to Mr. Muhammad's connections within the law enforcement. Mr. Jones had no reason to disbelieve Mr. Combs, as he had seen firsthand through the shooting of G and the subsequent silence of the LAPD and the media that Mr. Combs indeed had the power to harm him. The LAPD spent hours in Chalice recording studio after the shooting of G, yet there were no arrests. Mr. Jones witnessed the LAPD in the restroom pictured above, yet no arrests were made. The morning after the shooting, Mr. Jones had several others arrived at Chalice recording studio, and G's blood was still on the floor. Mr. Combs hired a cleaning crew to clean it up. Okay. Defendants Ethiopia. I don't even know how to pronounce her last name, so I'm not going to attempt. Lucian Grange, Motown Records, Love Records, and Universal Music Group. Aided, abetted, and profited off of Sean Combs' Rico Enterprise. I believe that as well. Mr. Jones recalls seeing Defendant Grange visiting Mr. Combs' home in Miami, Florida, and LA. According to Mr. Jones, whenever Defendant Grange visited Mr. Combs at his home, it would be in the evening. Oh. And he and Mr. Combs would disappear for hours in Mr. Combs' bedroom. Okay, you're insinuating that Mr. Grange and Mr. Combs had a relationship. Look, I put nothing past Puffy. Nothing. He did it with Andre Harrell. He was doing it with Kirk Burroughs. Like, he utilized the sex for power. I said this in my other video. I think he got that from his mom. He saw his mother do it. And that's how he got his way. Grange is more powerful than he is in the music industry. He's making moves. I mean, Diddy's making moves too, but Grange is really making moves. And he's going to utilize that sexuality. If Grange is up for it, if he's down, he's going to try it. My opinion. All right, Defendant Grange sponsored, hello, and attended several Love album listening parties. Puffy just found a new sponsor, found somebody else. I think it was Clive at first, but now it's Lucian. At Mr. Combs' home in LA. These parties were sponsored by the defendants. Universal Music Group is Lucian Grange. As evidence above, these parties had sex workers. Oh my, Lucian. Ooh, and underage girls. I still need to get more information on Chris Brown. If any of y'all know the deal on that, please let me know. Because what in the hell? Like, what? He was there? I don't. Okay. During these parties, defendant Grange knew or should have known that Mr. Combs was drugging the attendees through lace bottles of De Leon tequila and Ciroc vodka. Wow. That is a lawsuit in and of itself from Ciroc vodka and De Leon. It is no secret that Mr. Combs had specific bottles of alcohol designated for females and other bottles designated for his staff, his artists, and himself. This fact was detailed by former artists and bodyguards of Mr. Combs. As a sponsor of these events, Mr. Grange had a duty and obligation to ensure that sex workers or underage girls were not present, and that Mr. Combs was not spiking the alcohol with date rape drugs. On YouTube channel The Art of Dialogue, former bodyguard Gene Deal exposed Mr. Combs' mixing method used to spike cranberry juice and orange juice. According to Deal, Mr. Combs would place ecstasy and other date rape drugs in the juices. On YouTube, The Art of Dialogue, former artist Mark Curry exposed Mr. Combs spiking bottles of Moet champagne in the VIP section of nightclubs. Mr. Combs would have a set of Moet champagne bottles for his artists and a set for women. Mark Curry just been exposing everything. What is this? This writer has spoken with several former employees of Mr. Combs who witnessed defendant Coram instruct her staff to lace champagne, De Leon, and Ciroc liquor bottles with ecstasy and other illicit drugs. Mr. Jones recalls seeing defendant Miss Ethiopia, that's what we're going to call her, visiting Mr. Combs' home in Miami, Florida, and LA. And just as a caveat, he did drop Ethiopia as a defendant, like maybe a month or so after this was filed. According to Mr. Jones, whenever Ethiopia visited Mr. Combs at his home, it would be in the evening and she and Mr. Combs would disappear for hours in Mr. Combs' bedroom. All right. I'm going to skip over Ethiopia because he dropped the lawsuit for her. All right. Defendant KK. Is it Jazane Maxwell? Okay. Tashawn Combs, Jeffrey Epstein. According to Mr. Jones, during the 13 months he lived and traveled with Mr. Combs. 13 months is a long time not to be paid. That's a long time. He witnessed Mr. Combs display and distribute guns from his bedroom closet in Miami, Florida, and LA to questionable individuals dressed in all black. Okay, we know those guns were there because when they raided his house, they found them. According to Mr. Jones, during the 13 months he lived and traveled with Mr. Combs, he witnessed defendant KK openly order her assistants to keep Mr. Combs high off of gummies and pills. Yes, he's a drug addict. We have since learned. Defendant KK required all employees from the butler, the chef, to the housekeepers to walk around with a pouch or fanny pack filled with cocaine, GHB, ecstasy, marijuana, gummies, 100 to 250 milligrams each, okay, and 2C, a pink drug that is a combination of ecstasy and cocaine. It was important to defendant KK to have Mr. Combs' drug of choice immediately ready whenever he asked for it. Defendant KK ordered sex workers and prostitutes for Mr. Combs. Defendant KK ordered and distributed ecstasy, cocaine, GHB, ketamine, marijuana, and mushrooms to Mr. Combs and his celebrity guests who were present on his rented yacht and in his homes in LA, New York, and Miami. Now we have a little hindsight into that because the drug mule testified against Diddy at his trial. However, they did not find that Diddy was basically distributing drugs. But this is corroborated by what the drug mule testified to. On multiple occasions, KK forced Mr. Jones to carry Mr. Combs' drug pouch against his will. As the chief of staff, KK was instrumental in organizing and executing the RICO enterprise. Defendant KK had the following individuals execute the following tasks for the RICO enterprise. Stevie J recruits sex workers and attends and participates in freak-offs. Justin Combs solicits prostitutes, underage girls, and sex workers would engage in freak-offs. And we just learned that too in the documentary where they said that Justin and Diddy were in the room with some women. Okay, Brendan Paul is a drug mule, works as Mr. Combs' mule. He acquires and distributes Mr. Combs' drugs and guns. I mean, they are, the evidence they keep saying they're going to provide. We have a recording of this and we'll provide it. We have a video of this and we will provide it. Okay? Drop the video. All right, now we know that this guy, Brendan Paul, was with Combs when the police served him in Miami, right? When everything started going down with the raids on his homes. Okay, Frankie Centella works alongside Brendan while Brendan acquires and distributes Mr. Combs' drugs and guns. Frankie carries the money and pays for the guns. Okay, hey Frank. Moy Bond hires sex workers, attends, and participates in freak-offs. Is that Moy? Okay, I don't know who's Moy. Him. Okay, there we go. Moy Bond. Okay, Mr. Combs funded and used his affiliation with local gangs and gang leaders who would frequent his home in LA and Miami to secure the drugs and guns he obtained and distributed out of his homes in LA and Miami. Defendants executed their RICO enterprise with threats of violence, threatening to eat plaintiff's face. This is the third time he has said that, okay? He really must have been disturbed, as I would have been. But displaying and distributing guns in plaintiff's presence, bragging about having law enforcement under control, bragging about murdering people, and bragging about bribing witnesses and jurors in the criminal case concerning the 1999 New York nightclub shooting with Shine. Defendants executed their RICO enterprise with threats of isolation from the music and entertainment industry, parading powerful music industry executives such as defendants Lucian Grange, Ethiopia, and parties filled with sex workers, minors, and illegal drugs such as ecstasy, cocaine, GHB, ketamine, marijuana, and mushrooms. All right, I'm just moving past that last part. Okay. Mr. Combs is allowed to wreak havoc. While living and traveling with Mr. Combs, Mr. Jones discovered that Mr. Combs has hidden cameras in every room of his house. He said that in the documentary. Mr. Jones believes that Mr. Combs has recordings of defendants Lucian Grange, Ethiopia, as well as other celebrities, music label executives, politicians, and athletes. Yes, I believe that too. Upon information and belief, these individuals were recorded without their knowledge and consent, as is the case with the homosexual tape of Stevie J that Mr. Combs provided to Mr. Jones, which we now know was not Stevie J. Mr. Combs possesses compromising footage of every person that has attended his freak-off parties and his house parties. Upon information and belief, due to this treasure trove of evidence he has in possession, Mr. Combs believes that he is above the law and is untouchable. Upon information and belief, Mr. Combs employs Jose Cruz as his IT director. This writer has spoken to several former employees of Mr. Combs who confirm that Jose Cruz is the gatekeeper to all of Mr. Combs' recordings. Upon information and belief, Jose Cruz intentionally hides behind the camera and from social media and the internet due to all of the incriminating acts he was required to record for Mr. Combs. Oh God, they got his phone number. Yikes. Okay. All right, so these just go down the causes of action. But, I mean, it's just interesting to go through the complaint because some of the things have been dismissed by the court, like the racketeering and the breach of contract. We see that Puffy did not get charged for RICO or drug distribution. So just in hindsight of the case, and now, in parallel with the documentary that is out, we see a lot of people saying the same things. We see Little Rod basically recounting this complaint talking about how he never got paid, the amount that Puffy did offer. I believe in the documentary he says 30,000. Here it says 29. It's $1,000 difference. Either way, he never got it, and he worked for 13 months for free. In both cases, he does say that he woke up sometimes, or multiple times rather, with Mr. Combs next to him, and he would be in pain. So yeah, very interesting. I'm going to move on to Joy Dickerson Neal next. Remember, I'm trying to reach my monetization goal of 1,000, what is it, subscribers, watch hours? I don't even know at this point, but just like and subscribe. Thanks.